What's up, guys? We're back again with a new Shrek deck that has unlocked the true power of evolved bats. By using lightning to delete high damage range cards and buildings, your Goblin Giant and evolved bats have a straight pathway towards the tower. And Goblin Giant Rage is one of the strongest card combos in the game. For its stats, the amount of damage that it does is ridiculous. And if you add evolved bats into the rage, nothing stops it unless they have arrows. Even if they go in for a snowball, a zap, or a small spell, it's never going to clean up the bats. After the evolved bats start to attack, they gain a higher maximum health, making them a better version of minions that refuses to die. This deck dominated the 20-win challenge with one of the highest win rates. And it's obliterating the best player in the world's defenses at the top of Path of Legends. Bowler is one of the best answers to Little Prince, knocking back the Guardian and the Little Prince to give you a positive elixir trade. And when you throw a Goblin Giant and bats in front of it, you can usually take tower. Bats are also great since the Little Prince ability can't hit air. And against all the Electro Giants, Golems, and other win conditions, you can activate King Tower with the Fisherman or bounce back spam with the Little Prince and damage it down. It's time to stomp the meta with Shrek, bite into the towers with bats, and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make all the daily videos possible. Hey, what's up, Javi? He's gonna have a Mega Knight in the banner, and he's a part of the Dragon Lord clan. So he sounded very vicious, and he's living up to the expectation, dropping Spear Goblins at the river. Cycling bats on defense is going to be the best play to cycle at the start. Generally, if you got Bowler and you got Fisherman and you got other cards like that, I would heavily encourage you guys not to cycle those cards. I was talking to professional players, and they told me if I cycled a Bowler at the back, first play, or if I cycled a Little Prince or a Fisherman, we could get bombarded by Bridge Spam, and we would need those cards to defend. For instance, if your opponent's got Electro Giant and you don't have your Fisherman, you're going to yoink yourself a gigantic L. So don't do that. You do not want to be cycling your Fisherman in the back first play, and you don't even want to be cycling your Fisherman in front of your tower, because you do definitely need that if your opponent is going to have a Electro Giant. Anyway, we can go for Bowler in that position and activate King Tower with the Fisherman. So notice how the Bowler is able to fully counter the Goblin Barrel if you time it perfectly directly behind the tower. It's something that you guys can do and replicate every time as long as you memorize the placement and the timing. It's easy to replicate. We can go for a Rage here, and we should be able to kill the Spear Goblins and have the Goblin Giant latched onto the tower. Obviously, if he's going to have Bats Evolution, we are slightly scared of that, since it's not going to be easy for us to kill, but the Mega Knight isn't going to be that big of a problem because we've got our own Bats, and then we can kill that, and then we can go in for Goblins round on the Mega Knight before it starts to jump. So overall, decent defense for us, especially with the King Tower activated. I'm not going to have to worry about anything. I don't think the Mega Knight jumps. Nice. A little bit closer than I would want, though. Not going to lie. I was like, you know, I thought it wasn't going to jump, and then it was inches away. I was like, oh, I'm kind of second guessing myself, but it worked out. It's fine. It was completely calculated, guys. One of the Spear Goblins will probably lock on the tower. Two of them. I hate how that happens. When you drop a Bowler, you drop anything off to the side, and it's meant to go and counter the Spear Goblins, it still locks and does so much damage. You're like, but I spent 5 elixir. How does this happen? The Ram Rider going directly into a Bowler is not good for our opponent. We are going to go in for a Rage here on our Goblin Giant to try to get some extra value. He's going to have an Evolved Firecracker. As long as we kill the Ram Rider, I'm fine. I don't care about the bats. I don't care about anything else. If you drop extra stuff, we can Lightning on it. Heck, we can maybe even just go in for a Fisherman and go pull the Mega Knight to the other side and then have to deal with it for a much less duration. I feel like he's not going to be happy right now because the Mega Knight is still not jumping on our tower. Wait, that was perfectly defended. The Mega Knight doesn't even get a shot. No way. I think his Mega Knight is broken. It just doesn't work or something. It's always dying inches away from my tower. What a meme. Dragon Lord, he doesn't want to serve you today. That's why you're not the Mega Knight Lord. All right, we're going to go in for a Fisherman here and then a Lightning, and then we're going to go in for Goblins as well, and that should be enough. I mean, cycling the Lightning on top of the Ram Rider might seem really stupid to you guys, but I don't care. I won the game. I'm just going to drop all of my elixir on defense to guarantee that we don't lose the game. And that's something that a lot of people don't do. They just try to be prideful. I don't care. I'm going to spend all my elixir and shut it down no matter what. When we're up enough and we have tower HP to work with, we are going to drop everything that we have on defense. And I'm never going to forget our defenses against the Mega Knight because that thing felt like a failure. No matter where the Mega Knight was, it never reached our tower. And after destroying the Dragon Dude, we're at 4,100 in the world. Hey, let's go. This guy's thinking right now. He's got the Goblin banner. So I want to think about what our best play is. Generally, it's going to be Bats in the back first play. He's going to have the Little Prince. If I had Bowler, I would immediately drop that same side. I'd never want to Lightning a 3 elixir cost card at the start of the match, because then you're going to be down 3 and then they could Bridge Bam and then you could lose the game. So don't do something stupid like that. Always think through your decisions. He's poisoning on top of our Little Prince, which is actually really good for us. And then we can line everything up with our Bowler. Despite the Bowler being inside the poison, it's going to give us more value because we're going to knock the Little Prince and we're going to knock away the Guardian, and we're up a lot of elixir right now. So you use poison, you use Little Prince ability. We can go in for a Goblin Giant at the river and test the waters here. I wonder if he's going to have a beatdown deck or if he's going to be running fast cycle. Okay, yeah, this is phenomenal for us to go in for the rage, clean up the skeletons, have the bats potentially lock on the tower, forcing out a tornado and a bar barrel. Wait, this is going to get even better because now we can go in for goblins. He doesn't have bar barrel and cycle right now, so he can't even clean up the goblins cost effectively. He might lose his entire tower. Let's go. That's how we play this deck. You don't actually cycle the bowler at the start. You don't go for the goblin giant at the start. You wait for your opportunities. And when your opponent overcommits, you punish them. Otherwise, you get to double or triple elixir, and then you win from there because you can start to lightning through buildings. You can start to lightning on top of bowlers and little princes that are stacked up to defend against your goblin giants. It's a brilliant thing to see, and I want to see if I can take another tower right now. I'm feeling really dominant with this deck. So he's going to go in for Little Prince ability, and we should be able to lightning on this, and then go in for another Little Prince, and then go for, like, Goblin Giant soon. Or we could go for the Little Prince ability to go and try to protect the bowler a little bit. The bowler is going to take the targeting from the tower, but it's completely okay as long as the Little Prince stays alive. Oh, no, the Little Prince took the targeting. Anyway, we can rage this up because he just ended up using his tornado. So if he doesn't have anything to go and counter the Little Prince plus the bats, and the bats start to heal rapidly because they're raged, he might even lose his Little Prince there. Yeah, as you guys can see, this game is all locked up. If he's going to go for graveyards or something, we just go goblins and it's easily shut down. Hey, there's the graveyard. Watch this, guys. Light work. Goblin's going to make sure that we only take like one skeleton hit. Oh my gosh. This was one of the most shut down defenses I've ever seen. Easy lockup on the win. Wait, is this guy going to get 3-crowned right now? There's a high chance. We've got a bowler and a Little Prince and a fisherman. Dude, you were going to get caught trying to go in for a graveyard to take one tower, and you lost all 3. And after digging a grave for graveyard, we're at 1,700 in the world. Hey, this guy finished 215 in the world. So we are playing against one of the better players in Clash right now, and we are on a mission to get these goblins on the tower. They're probably not going to do that, but it'll be cool. Oh, he's actually going to have Goldenite. I think that's the first time that I have not seen Little Prince in a deck in a minute. So this will be a fun game. I'm excited to see what he does. Okay, let's just go Goblin Giant here. Then we can go and kite the Goblin Cage right into our Little Prince and show him the superior champion. Even after the nerf, Little Prince is still the best champion in the game by a lot. So what do? Do we lightning? Probably not. Oh, it's going to be a recruit stack. Hey, it's interesting to see that we're playing against our main deck. All right, let's just go for a bowler in the back. And if he goes in for little piggies in the left, we can go in for a fisherman and activate King Tower. It's nice that the Little Prince still gets a positive +1 elixir trade against the fly machine. And yeah, that's exactly what I anticipated with the pigs. As long as the bowler doesn't blast the piggy away, then we're fine. Okay, yeah, the bowler's not even looking at the pig. It's like, yeah, that's a fisherman's problem. It's gonna arrows too. Interesting. So no arrows in cycle means that I can conveniently go in for a Goblin Giant, bats, and rage. And he might be dead already. That's one thing that I've recognized because I played my deck so much. I know its weakness. It doesn't do well to little bats or minion hordes when you don't have arrows. My man's getting pierced all the way down. Top 200 player got yeeted out of the game in 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's just disrespectful right now. And I love this deck for that reason. Actually, it was like 1 minute and 25 seconds. I gave him too much credit. But yeah, he's 100% dead. Wait, can we 3-crown him too? There's actually a chance. The bats are on his tower soon. We're going to go in for our fisherman. I think he's going to arrows on this. He's actually just covering his face and not wanting to see the pain. Dude. Boom, just like your clan, everything explodes. And we're having an explosive push up the leaderboards to 1,022 in the world. Yo, we got another top 1,000 player out here. Let's go. You already know we are set up for success as long as we can get to late stage of the game. But if our opponents make misplays, they're going to get punished and lose before we can even get there. So he's going to go and cycle barbs in the back. Let's bowler in the same side as the majority of the barbs. And we can go in for goblins. We can go for bats. Want to see what he's going to do first. Generally going for bats over goblins all day long. I am going to go for the bats on the left-hand side so the barbarians don't do any damage. He rages preemptively. Wait, did he know I was hovering bats or something? That would have been so bad for me. Imagine he made a prediction. Oh, he's an elixir golem. Yeah, they're just built different. Sometimes they just do the most like wild plays you'll ever see. But I don't even know if that was a prediction. I think he was just genuinely just trying to rage 2 bats. Like rage 2 barbarians rather. Wait, can I 3-crown him right now? I think that's probably the strategy because it's going to be hard for us to defend this. So game plan is to go for the fisherman to activate King Tower. I might end up just dying, so I have no clue. We're going to go in for our rage here, and then we're going to try to get bats down on the left-hand side. So we're going to pull the battle here to 3-crown. This doesn't seem that smart. I'm just trying not to get 3-crowned by this guy. And if we're able to protect the bowler like we did, then that's fine. We can maybe go in for a Goblin Giant left-hand side, but I don't think this guy is even having any ideas of defending. He just doesn't seem like that type of player. We go Goblin Giant here. We can go for Little Prince. The Monk. Wait, what? Dude's got Monk in his deck? What? Dude was playing against Golden Knight. Now we're playing against Monk. What is Clash Royale on right now? It's crazy. All right, let's go Little Prince. Let's try to melt this Elixir Golem as fast as we can so we can start stealing his Elixir. And then we can go in for our bats on top of his Night Witch. Fortunately for us, we're going to get an insane amount of Elixir. I don't think he's in a good spot. I would say if we go for a Fisherman and we go Goblins, he has to arrows that, and he doesn't have arrows for the bats. Wait, we played that so well. He has nothing for these. We're going to rage them up. I think they take his entire tower right now. They're raged, so they infinitely heal. Everyone's like, oh, Evo Bats are so bad. That is Evo Bats. 2 Elixir card on top of a tower, taking it out, even though both towers, including the King Tower, were shooting it. That's insane, if you ask me. All right, we're going to go for a bowler here. He's probably going to try to go for the 3 crown. There's still 1 bat alive. Bury the bat, about to 3 crown. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm going to go in for Goblin Giant here. I can also go in for a Little Prince on top of the Electro Giant. I think that that's worth... Or, not Electro Giant, Electro Dragon. There's too many Electro cards in Clash Royale, right? It's hard to keep track of them. It's going to arrows most likely. Yeah, there it is. Now we can start to go for bowlers away from the Monk. And the Monk's like, wait, I have 1 job. It's just supposed to be reflecting bowlers. Can't even do his 1 job. Feels bad, man. Imagine. Okay, we're going to go in for Goblins here. And then I think we're fine with the Goblin Giant. He's raging, but he's going to be raging harder because he can't defend. There's nothing he can do. Like, sure, you can take a tower and then get 3 crown. I'm fine with that. Help me collect all the Pass Royale crowns quicker. And his name says it all. 3 crowning Elixir Golem is always a great game. And that was an easy 8 wins in a row. Let's see if we can continue the climb. All the way to 686 in the world. This guy finished 168 in the world, and I wonder if he's ready for the Green Goblin Gang. We've got the Goblin Giant and the Goblins right on our doorstep. So I'm going to go and cycle my Goblins first play when we see a Knight. I don't think he's going to activate King Tower with the Tornado. I don't think he's got it in his deck. Oh, really? Really? You're going to do that to me? When we see Knight, I rarely expect our opponent to have Tornado. Most of the time, it's going to be a fast cycle deck with Minor Poison and Royal Delivery. But this guy, he's literally built different. He's running Graveyard. You know, we have played against Graveyard before. We did beat it earlier, but I think playing against a top 200 player is going to be a little bit more challenging. He did use his Tornado, and he used his Baby Dragon, and he also ended up using his Poison. So I wonder if we can go for Bats here and then Rage on top of the Tombstone and get a good trade. Oh, that bowler shot was huge. I think if we Rage on top of the Skeletons, the Goblin Giant could lock onto the tower. Nice. That was perfectly timed, guys. And if we had not timed it as crisp, I don't think we would have gotten as much damage as we did. You want to time the Rage exactly when you're able to go and hit on top of the Tombstone Skeletons as soon as they pop. So then the Goblin Giant doesn't waste any time against that. All right. Really good bowler. Plays positioning 2, hitting the Little Prince, and then also hitting the Knight. I think we go Goblin Giant and we keep up the pressure because we've got the bowler counter pushing, so we are up Elixir. And then we can go for Goblins on top of the Barbarrel and try to force that Tornado. Ideally, we get the Tornado out of him, and then we can go in for the Bats afterward and try to get value from them later. Maybe the bowler can lock onto the tower. Oh my gosh. How did we just kill an entire Baby Dragon on our opponent's side of the map? Goblin Giant, it's disgusting and truly needs a nerf. So we're going to go for a Fisherman and Bats. He's probably going to go Barbarrel, so we want these Bats to lock onto the tower and potentially go in for a Rage. Oh, he's got Evo Knight. Yeah, about that. We're not going to get the damage we wanted at all. That's tragic, but also at the same time, we baited out his Evolution, which is the strongest card that he has. So getting that out of cycle gives us a huge advantage. The one way that we lose this is letting him go for Baby Dragon at the river and then Graveyard us. That might happen. I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to go for Goblin Giant, and we're going to wait and see what else we can do. We can also go for Little Prince against his Little Prince, and I think that's a good trade. I'm going to roll with that, and then just trade 3 for 3, and that's not bad for me at all. We could Rage here, but I'm not going to do that. We want to start taking good Lightnings on the tower so we can start to get a bit ahead. We know he's going to go in for a Baby Dragon Graveyard, so we're going to go Goblins here, and then we're going to go in for Bats directly on top of the Baby Dragon, and then go for our Goblin Giant. So if he goes in for a Poison, we're going to have to Rage to clean up the Graveyard Skeletons that are coming at us, and I wonder if these Bats just stay alive. They might break through the Baby Dragon. So let's Fisherman at the river as soon as we can kill the Tombstone so the Fisherman can start to lock on the tower. Okay, the Fisherman did not do what we wanted at all, but maybe we can go and stack up a bowler here too. This is one of the derpiest offenses I've ever done. Bowler, Fisherman, Goblin Giant, all at the river. I feel like I am a mid-ladder Menace. I think I'm playing correctly, which is the sad thing. All right, we're going to go in for a Lightning on whatever he drops, and he's going to go and drop a Little Prince, so that Little Prince is going to give us big value. Then we can Rage, because if we remove the building immediately, the Goblin Giant locks tower, and that's kind of GG, you know? They have nothing distracting a ranged up Goblin Giant. It does 1,000 damage in a couple seconds. Even this guy that had over 3,400 medals that finished 168 in the world got stomped by our offense. And he was running Night Evolution, Tornado, Tombstone with Little Prince pushback, and he still wasn't able to stop Goblin Giant. When you rage up that beast, you'll always have a feast on the towers. Yo, we got a game against Jur. What's going on, dude? He's not a part of a clan, but I am his family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
We've got the 4 goblins in the family ready to get cycled at the river. So I don't think this is necessarily an amazing start, but we are going to get some damage. And of course, activates King Tower. Everyone does that to me right now. Stop it, Jer. I hate you. We're going to rage on top of the tower, and I think I am conditioned not to cycle my goblins at the river anymore. Or if I do, I cycle them in the corner like where my fisherman is right now. Anyway, the guy is going to have a Little Prince, and he's going to have archers, so it's probably going to be an Electro Giant deck. That's what I'm thinking. Tornado with Archer's Evolution definitely screams a Electro Giant at me. So I want to go and knock back his Little Prince, and I want to go for bats, and he's got a bomb tower, which is kind of a nuisance, but it's okay. We should be able to kill the bomb tower, so these goblins might be able to give us counter push in the right if his towers are locked onto the Goblin Giant. And then one goblin gets a hit. Nice. We got something. That's decent. He already activated King Tower, so he's not going to do some tornado with the bowler locking onto his bowler or anything like that. Ooh, I don't know. Does the bowler get a shot on the fisherman or no? I guess we'll find out. Is he going to die? Please. Oh, he used this tornado on me. How could you, sir? Oh, man. So you get the King Tower activation, but I don't? How's that fair? How's that fair, man? You're just like making me feel real bad about myself. And then the bowler doesn't even get to stop the barb. Oh, this is kind of tragic right now. Anyway, we can go for a lightning if we can get a good lightning target. If we hit the bomb tower and an archer, I think that's decent. Oh, yeah. Bomb tower, Little Prince, say less. Bomb tower not pulling the stuff either. Oh, my gosh. Let's go. So he wasn't able to afford all of his elixir in time, and then he's just so dead. It's really fun to play this deck against top ladder players because, you know, you would expect them to be able to defend it every time, but they're not ready for the spam. If you get a lightning down with the Goblin Giant, it's on the tower, you just take out almost everything. The bad thing about this is there's an Electro Giant headed straight towards me, and I need to bait out his tornado. So the game plan for us is to go in for bats plus Goblin Giant here to bait out the tornado, and then possibly just go click the ability so we can pounce on the bowler. If we can kill the bowler with the Little Prince, that would make me very happy. And then because we know, oh, he doesn't have tornado anymore, we can activate King Tower here with the Electro Giant. And then we can defend against the bowler using goblins. And then we can use our own bowler on defense against his evolved archer and everything else. And we can go for bats here. Wait, we activated King Tower. Our bats should be able to kill his evolved archer. And then we're just going to rage them up. Wait, look at this. This defense, though. The bats are popping off. The archer can't kill the bats because the bats are just permanently healing. No way. That was so much fun. All right, let's go for another Little Prince. And then we got to go in for probably a bowler here so that we can go kill the Electro Giant because he's definitely in a tornado like he did. And then, I think we just go in for a Goblin Giant, lightning, and then take our huge positive damage trade. Not a positive elixir trade. It's going to be a terrible elixir trade, but we take these all day long. So he's probably going to go Bomb Tower or Little Prince, click the ability on us. Is he going to Bomb Tower afterward? He's going to Bomb Tower and Little Prince. Oh, he's going to be annoying like that. Yeah, he's a good player. All right, so that makes sense. Makes sense. We want to go for lower fishermen because he's going to just tornado it away if we do anything else. He's going to Electro Giant, so let's go in for this. Let's go and pull his bowler before he decides to go for his Electro Giant. And then we can go and use our, I think we can just use a counter with the bowler. And then we can go goblins if we want and just lightning twice. I think that's the strategy, just lightning twice when we have an advantage. Let's not be super stupid out here. So I'm going to go in for a Goblin Giant, force out the extra elixir from our opponent. We can go for bats directly on the Little Prince, and then he clicks the ability, and then it doesn't do anything. Or he just lets Little Prince die, and that's fine too. You let Little Prince die? He does. Cool. Now we're going to lightning. We're going to go and cycle one more lightning, and we walk with the win. He's 100% going to go for the Electro Giant soon. He has to. We just want to go and cycle back to one more Fisherman and one more Lightning. Let's go pop the ability, and then go for our Fisherman because he used this Tornado. So it should be able to go pull, and then we can go Goblin Giant. So that's the strategy. Force out the Tornado with the Little Prince. Then you can use Fisherman on defense. You can also go and use your bats on offense with the Goblin Giant to force out the Tornado. You have multiple ways of forcing out the Tornado with the Electro Giant, so that they can't stop your Fisherman from pulling the Electro Giant. Because if the Fisherman pulls the Electro Giant, that's going to pull you massive positive elixir trades, pulling you the win. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.